If you've ever spent too much time trying to track down a failing request through Kong's gateway or trying to figure out why there's some performance issues at the gateway, you'll know how frustrating debugging issues just like that can be. Recently, I've been saving myself hours of time that I would have spent debugging by using Konnect's active tracing tooling. So in this really quick demo, I'll show you how it works and how it can help you debug issues that much faster. So Konnect's active tracing enables administrators to set up deep tracing sessions on specific Kong data planes. And during that session, we're collecting OpenTelemetry style or compatible traces for the entirety of the request and response lifecycle through Kong. And then once captured, we're visualizing that right within the Konnect platform, as you can see here on the screen. So let me show you just how easy it is to spin up a tracing session without requiring any additional third-party tooling or configuration changes even to your Kong data plane. Okay, so I already have some traffic flowing through my data plane. I have 3 services, and I'm getting reports, and I'm seeing in our analytics tooling that we're seeing a spike in latency for our catalog service in particular. So what I want to do is use active tracing to see kind of what is taking up the majority of that request duration. So here we'll click New Session. I'm going to give it a name so that I can find it, later if I want to come back to this specific tracing session. In this case, I only have one data plane node, but you could collect traces and aggregate them from multiple data plane nodes. You can define session time as well. So if you want to capture a larger window or a smaller window of time for that trace data. We also give you some sampling rules, right? So if you have a very narrow issue you're trying to debug, let's say a specific status code, we could use the advanced rule set. And here it even gives you some helpful autocomplete. So let's say in that case, you would only capture 503 errors. In this case, for the sake of the demo, we'll capture everything that's flowing through that data plane. So we'll hit Start Session here. It's pending as it's trying to tell the data plane to start collecting this specific OpenTelemetry trace data. Now it's in progress and actually collecting that data, and we should see it here in the UI very shortly, as you can see. So those will continue to come in. Let's take a look at this initial catalog request. As we can see, the latency is quite high at 308 milliseconds compared to, let's say, our benchmark. So if we zoom in here, we can see a summary of kind of what that request looks like through Kong. And you can see that in the request, we have a custom key-off plugin running, and in the response, we have a response transformer plugin running in multiple phases. And immediately, we can kind of see, based on the duration here, that our custom key-off plugin is taking up 300 milliseconds of that overall latency, right? So kind of immediately, we're seeing what the bottleneck is here and what is attributing to that slowdown. If we needed to drill even deeper, you can see the actual spans and their attributes here. So you can expand from here and see, duration is called out here. If we expand that further, we can see again that custom key auth is taking up the majority of that time. So you can probably start to imagine just how many use cases this can be helpful for, right? In our case, a performance issue, maybe you're having some unexpected 500 errors, or you just want to see which plugins are executing in which phase or in what order. So hope you found this demo of active tracing helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.